What's going on, everybody? I'm here to give you my live notes on Even Given the Worthless Appraiser class, I'm actually the strongest. Episode 1, named Appraiser is the Worthless Class. The intro was good considering it was quick and straight to the point. I don't know if this is common in fantasy anime, but personally, I like it. Let's get the story going. If you read the description, it hits on the nail in about the first 15 seconds, except for the fact that he jumps into the abyss. The OP is kind of a 5 to 6 out of 10 for me. Take that lightly because honestly I have no idea what's being said, but on a cool sounding factor it's pretty vibey, but I can't see myself listening to it all the time or being that memorable. Jolene's fireball was pretty sick. I love the art style they're giving it and the way it looks different from the surrounding areas. I don't know, call me a sucker for simplicity, but I really think that those flames look really sick. I have a feeling this is going to be another ROH situation. Zoid and Jolene gotta chill the fuck out. Zoid and Jolene need to chill the fuck out. Paralyzing my boy? That looks extremely painful. I don't know how, but I hope homeboy makes it out of this so he can get some revenge before, we really get the story moving. Wait. Never mind. What a messed up outcome. He either has to turn around and go back to the freaking dogs, or he gets to jump down an unknown deep abyss. What do you think he's gonna choose? And now we've come full circle. This is beautiful. Dude, the World Trees area looks so peaceful, so amazing. Could you imagine spending a weekend here? I can imagine being surrounded by a 360-degree waterfall on a platform with a world tree that's sitting in the middle of water. To be honest, in the real world, I would love to have this ability. So simple, and you could just be adventuring out, going hiking or something, and look at the item description or the rarity of an item that you're holding in your hand. I think that'd be pretty cool. Give you like a video game-like experience. I forgot to note down, but he does end up landing here dying. But with the help of what looks like the goddess of light and the healing drops of Yggdrasil, he actually was perfectly fine. Well, revived, I guess you could say. But from there, he moves on from this area and goes out that door over there and keeps on going through the dungeon. And there goes his ear. And 2 fingers? They do a good job portraying the pain here because, gosh, do I feel that. I get that he's an appraiser, but does this dude also have bad luck? I mean, first the dogs, then the cliff, and now you're getting sliced up into pieces? And it was by this guy, too. But I mean, like, it can't get any worse, right? This death bear just took out that gremlin. It reminds me of a rune bear from Elden Ring, which I still think are worse. That face slash was brutal. Then to follow it up with crushing his body. Don't know who this is, but I guess I'm glad she showed up. His eyes are different now. I know that's because of the bear slash, right? Is his eye holding some type of power? This girl, I assume, brings him back again. I mean, what? This is the second time he's already died, so he's already on life 3, and it hasn't even been 20 minutes. How's that for a bad day? I love the way that they structured this pilot episode for the fact that in the intro, they show you a clip of what's already like half of the episode, and then they give you, after the OP, exactly how we got to that moment and what led to his decision doing all of this. And then we get an extra 10 to 15 minutes of what happened afterwards of him jumping off of this cliff. My boy socked the hell out of those hellhounds though. That was the end of the live notes, so now I'm gonna go into my review over my own live notes. In the beginning, I said the first 15 seconds was good enough that we could just go ahead and start the anime and get on with the story. In hindsight, I see it was a better decision to do it the way that they did it. Be able to go back and tell the story of him being bullied, because if I never saw Ein get bullied, I would have never felt bad for him. If I didn't see him die 3 times, I would have never felt bad for him, for being such a low-class appraiser. That sounded wrong. And the only reason I feel like I was okay with that kind of intro is because I read the description beforehand. And if I would have never read that description, I probably would have had a different opinion. Overall, the pilot episode is an 8 out of 10 for me. It does a great job showing the dynamics between the 3 tiers. Although we only get to see the 2nd and 3rd tier, it makes me really curious on how the top tier is going to be treating the rest that are below them. This pilot episode gave a lot of exposition on everything that happens in the world, out the world, and what's really going on. So it really made me curious on what we're going to see on the outside. How is the world going to run? How are people going to be acting towards each other? What happens to the people that are just common workers rather than people that do jobs like this? Are there people like that? There has to be, right? Now, the art style, it kind of reminded me of Attack on Titan. And I haven't seen it yet, so I probably shouldn't say that. So maybe I'll compare it to something like Konosuba. And I know what y'all are going to say already is that, oh my god, he's comparing Attack on Titan to Konosuba. I am strictly talking about how the characters are drawn. The way that they look very similar to me. I've only seen clips of Attack on Titan and pictures, so they look really similar to me. I know that Attack on Titan gonna be way more detailed. I get that, but the way that the characters look, they look the same. The animation was pretty good in my opinion. It was nothing groundbreaking, but it was really cool to see the fluidity of how they made everything look so smooth as it was going on, from the fighting to the fireballs to the lightning to his ear and fingers getting sliced off. And honestly, in my opinion, right here had to be my favorite part. Now that bro's on his third life, we see that he seems to be perfectly fine, except that his eye changes. So that just makes me question, is there some kind of power behind that eye? Did it just get replaced because the eyeball that was there before could not be completely reconstructed? If that's the case, what is that eyeball? It makes me question a lot. So I'm really excited for the second episode, and I hope to see y'all here again for the next review. On to the next one.